Alright guys, Brighton and Chelsea have just drawn 1-1 and it wasn't as an entertaining, that wasn't English, but we'll go with it. That wasn't as that wasn't as entertaining as a Brighton game usually is. We got there eventually. Um, they didn't have ridiculous amounts of chances. Chelsea took the lead in the first half. There were only a few chances really in the first half. It was a brilliant strike by Hakim Ziyech into the near post. I think when a player strikes the ball into the near post, the goalkeeper usually gets questioned should they have saved it. And for me, it was a brilliant strike, but it was the fact that you could see the strike coming for the goalkeeper. But then again, I guess you can argue the goalkeeper doesn't know which side of the goal it's going. But it was such a powerful strike, and it also had a bit of dip on it, hit the ground before it went in. So I think the goalkeeper did all right to get hands on it, Sanchez, but could have possibly done a bit better. I don't think it was technically a mistake, though, really. That there were only a few chances in the first half, to be honest. Brighton were the better side in the first half. The goal did come against the run of play massively. But Brighton were great. Well, not great, but good, without really creating any chances. Tarek Lamptey just had Marcus Alonso on toast the first half. Alonso just had no way of keeping up with him. Every time Lamptey picked up the ball, you just knew what was happening. He's quite similar to Adama Traore. Lamptey, he can just pick up the ball and he's incredible. But it's quite funny watching Lamptey though, because Traore, he's this he's massive, isn't he? He's got muscles on muscles. So when he runs, he sort of looks quite fun. He looks like an athlete, but when Lamptey runs, he just looks like this little kid who's just run onto the pitch and has got the speed of Usain Bolt. He's ridiculously quick. Yeah, and Alonso just had absolutely no way of keeping up with him. But yeah, second half, Brighton did get their goal through Adam Webster. It came from a poor piece of Chelsea defending, I thought, the corner. If you're doing zonal marking, you've got to have all areas covered. You can't just stick players in randomly. You've got to literally be zonal. There's got to be someone marking every zone. And there was not one Chelsea player marking the penalty spot area of the box. And that's where Adam Webster managed to break free at the back post and just run around the box and get a free header in. And it was brilliant header power on it, too much for Kepa to handle. And yeah, that made it 1-1. And when Brighton brought on Trossard and Maupay, I was thinking, oh, okay, Brighton might possibly nick this. I say nick this, they were the better side for the majority of the game. I thought Chelsea came into the game a bit more in the second half, but again, they didn't really create any chances that stood out really. I can't think of any. I thought problem for Chelsea is that there was it was a similar problem to the one at the weekend. There was just a lack of connection, it felt, in between midfield and attack. Like Kante and Jorginho are two brilliant midfielders, don't get me wrong. But I thought Mason Mount had a bit of a poor game today. And I couldn't understand Tuchel's thinking, really, in playing Hudson-Odoi as one of the front three and playing Ziyech. Okay, I don't mind Hudson-Odoi being part of the front three, but because there's no one to play right wing back, Hudson-Odoi sort of needs to play that role, I think. Or I'll tell you who was a good right wing back: Tarek Lamptey, who was at Chelsea. So why on earth did they let him go? But yeah, whilst Reece James is out injured, Chelsea need Hudson-Odoi right wing back, I think. Um, and yeah, Mason Mount just didn't really create anything. Like his stats this season are good, and I've seen him have a few good games. But even though his goal scoring and assist stats are better than last season, I don't think he's actually been as good as last season. He hasn't been bad, but I've just watched so many games this season where he's failed to have an impact at all. To be honest, Lukaku again, just I thought was moaning about him. He was standing there moaning to all his teammates about, like, complaining about how they're not passing the ball to him. Well, he's got to work to get the ball more. To be to be blunt, and also he what was I going to say? He needs to work to get the ball more, and also needs to show for it a bit better as well. I don't feel he gets in the right positions to get the ball like that too often. I think he just stands around next to either Dan Burn or Adam Webster waiting for it, and nothing happens. Yeah, so it was poor from him. And yeah, Brighton, they didn't create as many chances as usual, or clear-cut chances. Welbeck had a couple of half chances. McAllister had one in the second half, I think, as well. And yeah, I felt they were missing. Well, they were definitely missing Basuma and Lallana in midfield, weren't they? Let's be honest. But yeah, considering the players they didn't have in the starting 11, that they did really well, I thought, Brighton. But yeah, anyway, that's my thoughts. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.